Welcome to Local SEO in 10. This is your go-to podcast for answers about how you can grow your local business online easily and quickly. Brought to you by local SEO experts Magnified Media in Walnut Creek, California. In each 10-minute episode, our digital marketing expert Adam Duran answers your questions on how you can get more leads for your business fast. Remember, if you're not taking care of this part of your business right now, you can bet your competitors are. And now, here's our host with the questions, Jamie Duran, and our expert with the answers, Adam Duran.
Hello, Adam.
Hey, Jamie.
How's your week going?
It's going good. A little hot over here in Northern California, but
how hot is it?
116 degrees. How's that?
Is that real? Is that a real temperature? You didn't just make that up, did you?
No, it's been pretty rough. So whatever, you just deal with it. That's okay. What are you gonna do?
It's not the apocalypse, is it?
No, but
no four riding horsemen over the
You wonder
horizon.
about our electric grid and how it's going to handle that.
Wow, that is hot. That is
all right. So today I have a great topic.
Okay.
Not a lot of time, so I want to get into it. All right.
All right, ready.
All right. So today's topic is one that came up organically. A few weeks back, we had a client come to us and they said, "Hey, what else can you do for us that we're not doing?" And I was like, "Oh, well, you're not doing a newsletter." And so they said, "Wow, a newsletter? Why would we want to do that?" And the answer is pretty simple. It is, even now, one of the most effective ways companies can use to get more business out of their current or former clients. So that means those clients already trust your business and have already done business with your business. So they know the quality of services that you can do for them. A lot of times a newsletter can be educating them about other things that your business can do. And that's where kind of the beauty of this comes in. So as we spoke about that, we decided, okay, let's try one. And so we tried one. And the next day, after doing exactly what we'll go through in this podcast, exactly what I said to do, she called, the owner of the company called and said, "We just sold 2 new jobs off of that newsletter, each one of them $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 jobs." So that's how powerful they can be. So of course now they're giant fans of a newsletter. There you go.
Well, that helps.
Yeah.
How much did you get?
Does.
Just kidding.
Not even that. No, I didn't get it. Anyway, so I wanted to go through and kind of our secret sauce for doing a newsletter. So that way your open rates can be more than whatever the industry average of like 2% or something crazy like
2%.
that. Yeah, it's pretty abysmal. Not for our clients, because we do all of these things for our clients. But, this is, that's what makes us great, I guess. Okay? So First thing you want to do in your email, or in that email, so it could be a newsletter, so once a month or whatever, but you want to have a personalization of that email. That means you want to have a face of your company, someone in your company, the head of the company, whatever, who personalizes that email. And that means includes a personal greeting, a personal story, some kind of short story that will connect with your audience. Something that might be funny or entertaining, right? Something that basically makes the reader of that newsletter know, like, and trust you more. Why? Why is that, Jamie? Why do we want that?
Well, because then people will come back to know, like, and trust you and refer other people and continue trusting you with their business.
That's right. Great. Because we all want to give money to people we know, like, and trust. We don't like giving money to people who we don't like, don't know, and don't trust. Right? So
yep.
It's simple. So that part of that personalization has to be there. And, it can be, what I recommend to a lot of our busier clients is, hey, just take out your phone, tell a short story, record that, send it to us, and we'll get it out. Okay, so we'll use that. Make sure it's not like a 10-minute story, please, but a 1-minute story, because you want these brief. You want them to be short. You have to understand people are busy. So don't make it a crazy long story about how you did your taxes. Make it something interesting, please.
Hey, that's really exciting, though.
I guess if you're a CPA, sure, you could do an interesting tax story.
Disagree. Yeah, I know you have a lot of talent.
Disagree. Thank you. All right, next one is the education part of the newsletter. So you want to share some important news, maybe about your business, new offerings that you have, maybe share some important news about your industry, something that affects a lot of people that most people won't be so knowledgeable about. They might not have heard. So if you position yourself as that expert in the field, giving the readers of your newsletter a little, tip of that iceberg about what makes you an expert. Hey, this could affect your business. Hey, this is what we recommend in this situation, that kind of stuff. That's going to build more trust and loyalty with your clients. So we want to always do that education part. It also, like I said before, that will educate them about what other services that you do that they might not be aware of. So super important to do that because, the know, like, and trust you. Now they know you and like you and trust you. So now you give them a reason to give you more money and provide more services. Boom.
Sounds like what you're talking about is a written podcast, though.
If you're like us, if you're doing a podcast for your business, this could be a great place for you to drop in a couple episodes, links to those episodes and, a brief description or whatever and say, hey, take a listen over here. That's awesome. Yeah. If you're going to do that, though, make sure that it links to your website, not directly to that podcast, because you want that link juice. You want people to be following that to your website.
Nice.
Yeah, that helps with Google part of this. Last one, you want to make sure it's entertaining. Your newsletter has to entertain, right? So keep it short, meaningful, and entertaining always. So you can do that by, of course, having great images. I always love having at least one or two GIFs in there that are funny, maybe one at the top, one at the bottom. So it's a no-brainer, but a lot of business owners don't want to appear too funny. They think having a funny GIF of somebody falling down or something like that, or, some weird thing in there, people are going to think that they're crazy or something like that. No, what it does, it makes you more human. It makes you more relatable because we know, like, and trust you, right? So we by showing that side of your personality, that funny side, that shows some vulnerability because you're risking that for some reason. And it shows that you're relatable. So that makes you more likable. Boom. Easy. No?
Sounds good. Sounds easy.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I've definitely had pushback from companies who say no. And but once you explain the reason for this and kind of, remove your ego from that process, we have great success. So one of our clients, we love having, putting a picture of their main partner doing a little dance. So we had them record themselves and we made a GIF of it at the bottom of the newsletter. We put it and we say, hey, what's Charles doing? He's doing his happy dance. Why? Because he just got another great Google review from another client just like you. So if you want to see more of Charles dancing, here's a place where you can write a Google review too. So doing things like that are weird, definitely, but they're also interesting, engaging, entertaining, and they result in Google review. Boom. That's awesome.
Very good. Very exciting.
He has clothes on. Don't worry. He's not naked or anything. But
yeah, I'm imagining all the Charleses I know. And do I really want to see? Anyway, that's really good. And I'm sure he had fun with it. That's great.
Yeah, that's the know, like, and trust you, right? So people can also know, like, trust, and respect you, right? And that's okay. I mean, showing that vulnerable side of you is awesome. And in a newsletter, it's even better because now the next time you have another one of Charles dancing, and then what's this one for? You have a new dance every time. That's okay. And anyway, that kind of stuff, it's pretty easy to do. It's fun to do. It does take some time. So if you need help with something like that, this is an agency, definitely, an outsourced agency could definitely provide this for you. Just make sure that they know personalization education, and entertainment. So all of those things need to be there. Definitely, we like including a link to write a review about the business at the bottom, or even at the top if you're making that the centerpiece of the newsletter, saying how important these are, stuff like that. So like Jamie said, if you're going to have links to articles, make sure they are links that go back to your website, so your website can get a little action in this as well. And yeah, just happy newsletter. They totally work. When we send ours out, we almost every time we get one or two new services that we provide to a current client or former client too. It's great.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
That sounds really good.
Any questions, comments, concerns?
Well, kind of this podcast, the Local SEO in 10, kind of is your client newsletter, really, because this is exactly what you just talked about, but in a verbal form.
Yeah.
And so potentially, could you take this podcast, have it transcribed, or using the robot, the artificial intelligence to make a newsletter, put in some images, put in your dancing bear GIF, and a Borat going, "That's my wife," or something like that, okay. And sending that out to your customers. So basically, you using the podcast for a double dip.
Nah, I wouldn't do the transcription part. It has to be short, has to look good, got to make it entertaining. So if you've ever read or tried to read a transcription of anything, it's really tough to get through. So I like the short synopsis with a link to the full episode. That's probably the best.
Okay, that sounds good too.
That's all I got, Jamie.
All right. Well, that was really good. I was not excited about the newsletter podcast.
Thank you. Yes.
Because we're on a podcast talking about newsletters, but that's all right. It was very interesting, and I could definitely see how it'd be useful. And getting 2 new clients at $40,000 each, there's nothing wrong with that. So we will keep that going. Right. So if you happen to know a company that is struggling for new business, but probably has, they've been in business for a long time, so they might have hundreds or even thousands of clients that probably forgot all about them. A newsletter might be a great way for them to just stay in touch and let them know that they're still in business, which would be great. So feel free to share this podcast. There's a little share button wherever you're listening, and you can text it, you can send it a messenger, you can post it on your social media pages, and people will listen to it. And we'll get more listeners, and we'll be able to spread Adam's good knowledge to even more businesses out there. And then if you have a chance on that platform, wherever you're listening to our voice, if you can also write a short review, that also helps our ranking. And then if you have a question about a previous topic in Local SEO in 10, go to our website, magnifiedmedia.net, click on the podcast button, and then search for that term or, whatever topic. If it's there, that's great. And if it's not, just send us a quick message on LinkedIn and or Facebook to our page, Local SEO in 10, and then we will go ahead and address that in an upcoming topic or upcoming episode. So how's that, Adam?
Perfect.
All right. Well, stay cool out there in your 116 degree heat. Oof.
Oh boy. Thank you.
That's all for now. Thanks for listening to this episode of Local SEO in 10 with Google local marketing expert Adam Duran. Join us each week for answers to your questions on how to best harness the power of the internet to grow your business. Speaking of questions, got some? Message us through our Facebook page, Local SEO in 10, and we'll be sure to give you your answer on an upcoming episode. This episode of Local SEO in 10 is brought to you by Magnified Media, the leading online marketing agency in Northern California, who invite you to grow your business by magnifying your online visibility and credibility. Visit them on the web at www.magnifiedmedia.com. Magnify your business, magnify your profits.